All right, everybody, good evening. Welcome to Pipe Dummies and Cigar Federation. If you'll notice, this will be the first time I have ever started a show by myself, and the first time this will be done with no Logan today. Just going to be me and Ben. So how's it going over there, Ben?
Pretty good, man. Perfect weather over here in South Mississippi. So it's perfect weather for cigars and pipes. I'm loving it right now.
Probably pretty similar to us. We're a little warm, a little humid, but it's actually sitting in the middle 80s instead of the upper 90s, so it's feeling a lot better around here today.
Yeah, I've been in Texas a lot the past couple of months. So I was actually just in San Antonio where they were happy that it was in the mid 90s. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's what we were glad of. We started hitting 80s. So I was like, party time. We can go outside again. So
yeah,
definitely nice.
It was pretty. It wasn't that bad though in San Antonio because the humidity was pretty low. So like it was 90s, but honestly, it felt like the low 80s here with all the humidity. So it wasn't really that bad, honestly.
Yeah, we got a big difference. Come down here, it's all humidity.
I mean, not to mention, it's just a absolutely beautiful town too. I mean, I fell in love with San Antonio. It was nice.
A lot of history. Nice town. Especially go walking around the River Walk and the Alamo. Nice town.
That's what I did. But I'm a big history buff, so I love that kind of stuff.
Oh, well, then that's the area you need to be in right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, skip off real quick. We're smoking tonight. I know it says on the page, but we're smoking the Balkan. I didn't even check to say it before. The Sobranie. Sobranie. Okay. A little more accent than we do here in Texas.
Yeah, or in Mississippi as well.
I guess that's true. We are all the South here.
That's right.
So I don't know too much about this tobacco, but I do know that apparently it is pretty highly sought after. So I will resort to you for more details.
Let's see. That's what I'm trying to look up right now, getting the full details of it. I know this is a pretty highly sought after pipe blend, but it's been made for a really long time. Okay, well, actually, what they say at tobaccoreviews.com is it goes back to the 1920s. It's a Virginia Oriental and a lot of Kia blends. It's a pretty potent blend. And while we're smoking, actually, I don't think that Logan sent us these samples, but did he say how old they were?
He did not on mine. Nah, because I didn't write. I just wrote down what day I got it. You must not be able to get the code off the tin.
Yeah, because it's they say it's medium strength, medium taste, and pleasant and tolerable room note. Which I mean I can't say for the room note because usually nobody sits out here while I'm smoking a pipe anyway. So I kind of don't even care about the room note.
Right. I can sometimes kind of when I sit back after a puff get a idea of what the room note's coming off as, and this one's definitely a little stronger.
Yeah, this one actually, I was actually watching it's a podcast, a pipe podcast. It's a Country Squire Radio. They're actually in Jackson, Mississippi, which is my capital, Mississippi, just north of me. And they did a small, or they did a show about the Balkan Sobranie. And one of the guys on there, they're both really knowledgeable about pipes. But one of them, he works at the Country Squire store. And he was saying how the Balkan, so he called it Sobranie, but I've heard it Sobranie and Sobranie. But he was saying how this is a highly sought after tobacco to go get vintage versions of it. Because supposedly the 70s and 80s versions are the ones that really people have been wanting to go after a lot because it's almost like they treat this almost like a Bordeaux or something. Like, oh, well, I want this vintage or that vintage in this or whatever, but I don't know much about it. I mean, I've never had it before now. This is actually the first time that I've smoked this. It's right now.
I can't imagine hunting down 70s and 80s pipe tobacco would be all that easy. I know people with 10, 15-year-old stuff, maybe up to 20, but we're talking 40-year-old pipe tobacco, 50. That's pretty old pipe tobacco to try and hunt down.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't even begin to know how you would even hunt it down. I know some places you can. There's a few Facebook groups that actually what they do is they sell estate pipe, used pipes, and and vintage tobaccos. I know that's one way, and then sometimes you can get them on eBay. Like I said, one of the last pipe dummies, I'm a big GLP's fan, and you'll see a few of his come on there that he made just for the Chicago Pipe Show, and it's only available at that show, and that's it. It's not released anywhere else. And you'll see people put it up online, and it goes for anywhere for $100 to $300 for a tin. It's crazy. But the way they sell it on eBay, which is you can't sell tobacco on eBay, is they're actually selling the tin. And if it happens to have tobacco in it, whatever, but you're selling the collectible tin, not the tobacco. So I know you can get a little bit like that, but even that seems like it would be hard to do. So there's got to be another way.
And I can't imagine what somebody would want for that if they would actually sit on it for that long and hold it, store it, not smoke it for. It's a long time. I don't know that I would do it. I'm sure it'd be I can't even imagine the price actually.
I don't know either. I mean, I'm sure it would be pretty expensive because, I mean, I've heard of this tobacco. Like, I smoke pipes, but not like I do cigars. Like, I'm really into cigars a lot more just because it's easier for me to deal with than a pipe. Usually for a pipe, for me, it's only in the wintertime. I don't know why that is, but it just happens to be that's how I do it. So I don't get to smoke a whole lot of different pipe tobaccos. I first started smoking a pipe in the early 2000s. And even back then, when I wasn't like hardcore into it or nothing like that, I remember hearing about this, this blend constantly. So I know it's been a big deal for quite a while. And I know it's pretty hard to get. Like, it's kind of like the esoterica stuff or like the, some of the, I'm trying to think of the name of the company now. Same old Guay, stuff like that, Gowitz or whatever. They, that stuff comes in and immediately it's gone like that. But this is kind of the same way. It comes in and it's gone if you don't get it immediately, it's gone. And you might not get to get it again for like a year or so. I mean, it's crazy. Or if you do see it online, there's one place I saw online that still has a tin of it, and it comes in a 50-gram tin. They want $25 for the 50-gram tin, which is crazy.
Jeez, yeah. This stuff ages well. People unlike cigars, you can get a little age on them. People like it, but you start aging pipe tobacco and people jump all over it.
Yeah, this is it's a really tasty smoke. I know that much.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a lot of the Latakia and the Oriental. I can really pick those out of the rest of this blend. That little bite to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely get that. Oriental to me is really up front on this tobacco. But
yeah.
And I'm getting that sweetness from the Virginias too. And which is really nice because it's almost like that Latakia comes in and it kind of brings those two together for me. Like I get that nice smokiness, but it's not an overwhelming smokiness. It's just like it kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like it brings everything together. Like without the Latakia there, this blend would be way off balance. But with that Latakia, it's just so perfect. I mean, it just pulls it together so nice.
Yeah, I definitely get the Orientals up front. Maybe get a little of the Virginias really far in the background, a little sweetness, but really just get the Oriental. And I guess Latakia is what I'm getting on I guess you'd say right in between. It's just kind of not quite as bitey as the Oriental, but it doesn't have the sweetness of the Virginias on it.
Yeah, it's definitely, to me, it's full-blown Oriental. I get the Orientals. Like, that's the first thing that hits you is those Oriental tobaccos.
At least it's not overpowering. It's definitely there, but I've had some that they almost hurt to take a draw on. But this is pretty good.
Yeah, this is really tasty. I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, supposedly Murray's made this way back in the day, and that's the version that's really highly sought after. Now, right now, this is made by Jeff Germain, but I think they're the ones distributing it. I can't remember I think somebody else, I guess they blended it too, but I was thinking somebody else blended it. I try to remember who it was. Or no, you know what? Somebody had it just before Jermaine got it, and they're the ones distributing it now. But I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. It was somebody else for just a little while.
Yeah, that'd be all you on that one. I wouldn't be able to pull that one out. I'm gonna look for it, but I don't have it. So is that the actual the person who was blending it you're talking about?
Yeah. This is so much more tastier than the Cicini or
the Cicini.
Yes,
yeah, we said like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that one I think we all agreed it was smokable. Somebody gave it to you, it'd be good to go, but it wasn't top of the list. There's so much better stuff to buy.
Yeah, if actually, I'll show you the bag that the samples that Logan sent us right here, and if you can see it, you can see the Virginias in there, the nice red Virginias and stuff, and I hope the glare is not make it to where you can't see it, but you can see the dark Latakias and the Orientals and stuff. It looks like it's pretty a balanced blend. Like I don't think there's one tobacco that's overwhelmingly on the other one. If anything, it's actually the Virginia.
That's what I was gonna say. It actually looks like the Virginia is a little heavier in this than the other two.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't. It's not able to overpower the Oriental or the Latakias either, though.
No, not at all.
That thing.
I would actually think the Latakia looks like it might be like the least amount in there. But that could be way overpowering anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Good looking blend. Not as wet as a lot of the other ones I've been getting. It's pretty dry in this one. Trying to see what we got going on here.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of dry as well whenever when I first got it from Logan. So what I did was I was actually calibrating a hygrometer for my one of my humidors inside. So it had the 75% little Bovita pack. So I just came out here and I laid the bag down and stuck this inside of it, even though, usually here is pretty high humidity, but the past, week or two, our humidity's been pretty low. It's been like around in the 50-55%, which for us is really low. So I thought it was getting maybe a little bit dried out, so I put that in and left it in here until today. And even now, when I feel it, it doesn't feel any different than when I first put that pack in there. But it packed and it's smoking great, like it is.
Yeah, I think once I've got mine packed right and burning, there's no problems with it. I had to light it a few times at the beginning. That may have just been a bad pack in the top third there.
Yeah, but actually, I packed my pipe. I used to have a really bad time keeping it lit, which, constant relights is just a part of pipe smoking.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
But one thing that I found that, when I got on YouTube and just started looking at all the tobacco reviews and reviews on, how to smoke a pipe, how to tamp and all that kind of stuff, because there's a ton of that on YouTube. There's a lot of that. There was one gal in there from Germany that developed a new packing method. It's called the Frank method. And it's really popular now. A lot of people do it. Instead of doing the regular, the 3-pinch method where you just, put some in there, push it down to the first third, second third, whatever, is you actually take it, you pinch. Have you ever seen it before? Done the
I don't think I have.
Well, you take a healthy pinch, you put it to the bowl still up, and you push it down, which is usually about halfway what you got in there. And then what you do is you reach in, and it's almost like you're picking out like a chalk tobacco out of like a beech nut or red man or Levi. Right. You go in there and pick it up like that, like a plug, and you stick it down on top. And then with the other hand, you kind of maneuver your finger, hold it with the thumb, and then this thumb put it on top and get it centered in there. And then basically you just kind of roll it in with your thumbs. And when I was using that, I mean, almost no relights, none. It was crazy. And supposedly he developed it because they were having it in Germany, which they have it here too, but it's real big in Germany, is the smoking contest where it's who can have the least amount of relights. And he kind of developed that method for that contest. And he put it on YouTube, and it's just taken off.
Yeah, my luck isn't too bad at all. I think with the three, fill it up, almost full packet, fill it up again, packet, fill it up again, and packet. It seems to work pretty good. I know some people try that method and just always can't keep. I think Logan was having that problem. He couldn't keep it lit doing it that way. I'm not sure if he was overpacking or leaving gaps, but something just never worked for him.
It was probably actually underpacking, because that's the easiest thing to do is to underpack it. Because you don't want to shove it, like ram your thumb in there to push it down and all that. But even when you push it, it almost feels like it's done. Like, okay, I'm at my level. Right. Anyway, when you pack it down, sorry, my wife. God. When you pack it down though, the first time, it seems like you feel like you got enough resistance, right? But you really don't. You push it down. I usually check the draw, and if I don't have enough resistance, so I just push it down further. You'll see that it can keep going. Right.
It gets pretty spongy. You can actually push a lot on it and it comes back. So that's why I've always had pretty good luck. I'll have to try some other methods just for fun every now and then.
I read something one time where it said the pressure to use whenever you pack the pipe or whatever. Like when you push it down for the first time is like the pressure of what a kid would pack, and like the second pinch for how much the pressure of like a woman would push down, and the second. Like the third to last time is you want to put a lot of pressure down for like what a man would push down.
Right.
Which is seems kind of backwards a little bit to me, but whatever.
Yeah. I can see the sense in it because you get a nice loose at the bottom. Then each time you pack it, you're going harder. So you end up packing the bottom just right without plugging up the stem of your pipe there. I don't put too much thought into it. I just kind of put enough in, put my thumb or finger down there, pack it. Do it again, and then just go from there. It's always worked pretty well. I guess I just got lucky there.
Yeah, I kind of lately since I've been smoking again, I've been just usually throwing the 3-pack method, and so far I've knock on wood, I've nailed it every single time. I've not had an issue yet with it. So that's pretty good.
And that's the only problem here with just 2 people and the way you have to draw on a pipe. If you both happen to decide it's time to take a draw, you kind of have a nice little dead space.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. This thing tastes – I'm really digging this blend a lot. And so it's hard for me to not constantly just pull a drag on it to get some smoke. I'm kind of worried. Like I'm using my Sergiapico pipe, and this is probably the best smoking pipe I've ever owned in my life. This thing is freaking amazing. And so I figured, with this, highly touted blend, I better put it in my, my best pipe or whatever. And it is smoking amazing, but I'm trying not to smoke it too quickly, make my pipe too hot.
Right.
And so far, so good. It's been, I'm not getting it too bad, too hot, but.
Yeah, and as fast as I'm smoking it too, I'm not getting any like that Sacini or Sacini, whatever. Last couple weeks ago, that stuff was hot. I mean, my pipe was hot 5 minutes after I finished it. It was still on fire.
Yeah, I know. Mine was too.
I'm keeping a pretty steady puff on this without any issues.
Yeah, I was worried about my GBD last time. I was like, my God, I hope I don't burn through this or something or mess it up, because it was getting hot. Even when I was like, okay, about a puff or 2 puffs a minute or whatever, I was like, crap, maybe I should do it like 1 every 2 minutes. And even then, it was like, it's hot. I don't know what it was about that tobacco. It was burning pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, it burned well. Wasn't too hot on the smoke, but the pipe sure was hot.
Yeah.
And this stuff, I'm already getting down to the bottom of this bowl and burning through it pretty quick. About 25 minutes already. And this doesn't have the biggest bowl. I've got a couple bigger ones, but this is a pretty quick burn on this one.
Yeah, this is about a normal billiard sized bowl in this one. It's just right, basically. What I'm trying to find is a pipe that I can have as a dedicated flake pipe. Now I know you have to have they say it helps to have like a little bit of a smaller bowl for the flakes, but so I kind of want to try and find, because I have the worst problem smoking a flake. And I'm not talking about, I can rub it out, and pack the pipe, but that's not really how flakes are meant to be smoked. The fold method is the real way to smoke a flake. But every time I do that, basically I can't, it just plugs the pipe up. Like I can't get anything out of it. So and I know a lot of people say, well, this is my flake pipe. I'm like, okay, what the hell is a flake pipe? From what I understand, most of the time, it's a smaller bowl, maybe a little bit smaller than like a normal billiard, it's perfectly sized just to put the flake down in there. So
I guess I'm going to have to try that, because I don't think I've smoked any flakes. Yeah, I can't remember if I have or not. I know I haven't had that problem.
Well, I know we got Orlick Golden Slice coming up. That's a good one. But you see, I just rubbed that out, but because I tried doing it with the flake the first time I smoked it, I had to dump my pipe. It basically just it was like a big plug right in my pipe. I couldn't get anything out of it.
Yeah. Look at that. I think that's why I'm having to light, because there's nothing left.
Which I never did. I didn't talk about actually the rating that this actually got on tobaccoreviews.com. It got a 3.3 out of 4 stars with 44 reviews. And it looks like most of the reviews too are it's all for the new version, because it's listed under the JF Germain and Son. So it is a new blend. But it's pretty. It got rated pretty good, pretty well.
Yeah, for the new blend. The old blend is so highly. I read a little bit. I was looking at that was actually a little weaker before. The older blend was.
Yeah.
I mean, this one isn't that strong to me, so I don't know how weak you could get it.
Yeah, it's a lot of 4 out of 4 stars on here too about this blend. It says it needs a little. One guy said it needs a little dry time. I mean, maybe I don't have. Neither one of us have the 10. That was Logan. Logan actually sent us this to try out for the show, and I don't even know if he has a 10 of this. I don't know if he had a 10 or he had it in a jar that he got.
Because he got all that estate tobacco too.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he pulled this out of that guy's estate, or if this is something he bought.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the age is on it or anything.
But even that estate that he had, that guy had some older stuff, but I read that they quit this stuff in the early 2000s and then brought it back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if he could have. Well, no, I guess this guy could have had some stuff. He had some stuff in about 2005, so it's possible he had some of the older original blend, but can't say.
Something, a unique kind of flavor that I'm getting right now, and it just kind of pops into my head. Are you a Scotch drinker? Do you drink at all? I know Logan doesn't drink.
No, he doesn't. I do.
Okay.
I drink Scotch, whiskey, bourbon, vodka.
Okay, so
I drink most of it.
Yeah, just like me. Okay. What I'm kind of getting out of this is, and and I'm kind of pulling, how I do cigar reviews and all that, but it was, how you get flavors out of certain things. Usually it's just an image will pop in your head, like, leather or cedar or cashew, whatever, something like that. Well, first thing that's been popping into my mind the past couple of pulls up on there is like a peaty scotch. That makes any sense. It almost has that scotchy kind of little bit of scotch type of flavor on it.
I kind of get the little scotchy, because you drink my scotches. I drink neat. I don't.
Me too.
It's rare that I'll put ice on it. That's just if I don't. For some reason, I get something I don't care that much for. But usually, it's just neat. So scotch has that. I don't know. I guess I don't know if I'd say peaty, but I'm getting that bite. Straight scotch has a nice burning little sting to it. That first sip, kind of like I'm getting from the Orientals out of this one.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like a peaty scotch, and it's not like an overwhelming flavor or nothing like that. It's just kind of like there's a hint of something in there that's what jumps into my head is like a peaty scotch. And I don't drink a whole lot of scotch because I'm a big time bourbon guy. Because with bourbons, I can spend $35 to $50 and get a really good bourbon.
Right.
Where usually that's the realm of kind of a shitty single malt, or something. So if you want to get a good single malt, you got to really get up there in the price. And I don't know if I'm willing to pay that for something I've never had. I don't know what it's like. Because I've had some scotches that made me want to shoot myself. Then I've had some I love.
I really like. I don't buy as much as old surgeon does. He's got a cellar of scotch. And I don't even want to know what it's worth or what it cost him because it's way up there. But I had some Glenlivet 18, which is about a 120 or so a bottle, maybe up to 150 depending on where you get it. And then I'm almost out. I'm going to have to rebuy some Talisker. What is it? 10-year.
I like Talisker.
That's about $70, $75 a bottle. So, I mean, it's good stuff, but yeah, it's $75, whereas I can get really good bourbon or whiskey for I can get decent mixing whiskey for $25.
Yeah, that's my thing. And plus, I'm just a Southern boy, so I'm gonna try to grab that bourbon if I can. Like if my standard bourbon that I'm gonna get and I'm gonna drink a lot, is a Four Roses single barrel. That's my. If I had an everyday bourbon, it would be for a single barrel, and that's like $30 a bottle. I mean, it's nothing to it, and it's great bourbon.
Yeah, I get the yellow label, the Four Roses yellow label to make mixes like mint juleps out of and stuff like that. You use that bourbon.
Yep.
It's just hard to beat the price for the quality.
Yeah, there's actually I do have some of the lower end stuff on hand just because I love to cook. I'm a foodie. As you can see, I'm fat, so I'm a foodie. But so I love steaks. But usually with steaks, the least amount of stuff on it, the better. But as I was watching Food Network one day, they were talking about famous steakhouses. And they were at one in Tulsa, and I can't remember the name of it now, but it's super famous. Like, people go there from all over the world just go eat there. Nothing special. It's not a real high-end fancy steakhouse. It's just like one of those, stockyard, kind of, steakhouses. It's just been around forever. Well, they marinate their steaks. And on the show, they showed you what their marinade is. It's 50% soy sauce, 50% bourbon. That's their marinade. And that's all they do to it. They don't put nothing on the steak. They just put the steak in there. They didn't say for how long, but they just marinate it, slap it on the grill. That's it. And people rave about that. So I always have a little bit on there because if I get some steaks that maybe aren't the best cut or whatever, that I don't care if I put them in a marinade.
Right.
I'm gonna do that. And it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that now because I never thought of mixing it like that.
Yeah, it's. I was thinking that's places like in your area in Oklahoma and all that. They it's a purist kind of thing. Well, I find a lot of people putting marinades in their steaks and all that kind of stuff.
All right, some rub some spices on it and put it on the grill is what we usually do.
Yeah, if that,
Yeah.
that or just salt and pepper. That's it.
Yeah, that's usually the dry rub I'm speaking of, salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Some cracked pepper and a little bit of salt, and that's it.
Yeah, but that's why it was surprising to see this place in Tulsa, that world renowned, and what they do is they marinate their steaks in bourbon and soy sauce. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Now I'm going to have to try that in a small batch. I don't want to put like half a bottle down in my steaks, because then I can't drink it afterwards, but just enough to marinate it and soak it up. And that's a talk we should have with Logan on here, because Mr. Cowman there knows special cuts of beef. He doesn't eat that stuff from the store. And then our little Scots conversation, we need to get John in here. We'll have about to start our own sharing or pairing on pipes.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I don't know how you pair on a pipe.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm pairing it with some sweet tea right now. But hell, I pair almost everything with sweet tea, so whatever.
Yeah, I waited till I finished most of that bowl so I could get the flavors out, and then I went ahead and opened up my, what's that time of the season? As much as people hate it, I like pumpkin beer, and so I opened some pumpkin ale. So that's beer tonight since it's a weekday. If I started on hard liquor on tonight and I got to go work in one, that'd be rough.
Yeah, I like the pumpkin ales too. I know a lot of people are kind of been bashing it, but I don't really care. You kiss my ass. I like what I like. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. So whatever.
I like pumpkin way before it got big and mainstream.
I did too.
Always been pumpkin. There used to be nothing pumpkin when I liked it. And they started coming out, and now I'm just one of those hippies that likes pumpkins. Like, no, I was there before it was popular, and I'll stay around once it goes away again, because it'll fade out again.
Yeah, I had one long time ago. I think it was called Buffalo Bill or Buffalo something. Pumpkin ale. It was the first one I ever had. I remember thinking, holy crap, this thing is great. And of course, at that time, Mississippi, we had our beer laws are real restrictive. So we didn't have a whole lot of beer here because they just couldn't import it, couldn't get it in here. But now, you got so many craft beers coming about that even the big breweries are even doing pumpkin beers. Now they're everywhere. And we passed a law that really raised the limit on our alcohol limit we can have on beer. So we can get like 90% of the beer market now. So, but yeah, like one of my favorites is Southern Tier, the pumpkin beer. That's great beer. I love that one.
Not positive I've had that one or not. I think I've had a pumpkin, but I can't remember if it was them or not. I'm going to guess if that was the exact name. It probably was, but they vary. We could do a whole show on those because they vary so much between sweet and heavily spiced and lightly spiced and everything. There's a huge difference in all these blends.
Yeah, I got a New Belgian pumpkin ale in there. I've never had it before. We have New Belgium. Beers are in our market now. So, and I've loved every beer they've put out so far. But I haven't tried that one yet. I got it in there. I don't know what I'm saving it for. Might as well just drink it.
So you're just getting introduced to a lot of newer beers now that they've done that too, though.
Well, yeah, and it's easy for me to actually try different things because my local cigar shop is owned by the guy that owns our Miller Coors beer distributor. He's our beer distributor for Miller Coors, and they're the ones that actually usually went out over the Budweiser group to bring in all the craft beers, So we get to try a lot of beers. And in our private club side, we have a big stand-up beer cooler that he loads up with all the different beers. So we get to try them out. Sometimes before they even go on the market, we'll have some in there that we can try out and stuff. Because what they do is they have a whole room that they call it's breakage. It's like when they got like a case of beer, like maybe one of the 6-packs fell off and it cracked or whatever, all busted. So now there's like 3 6-pack. Well, they can't sell that as a case, so they'll stick it in the breakage area until like maybe another one happens. Now they got enough that they can make a case, and they take 1 6-pack, put it in the other one, and boom, now they can put it back out for sale as a full case again. Well, we'll go over there and get a couple of things to put in the cooler from that breakage area or whatever. So we get to try some pretty good stuff because of that. You know, anything new that he wants to kind of like, you know, test out to see how all of us like it at the shop. Kind of tells him, you know, kind of where the market might go with that or whatever. But that's why I get to test a lot of different things, especially all the different pumpkin beers because of that. Because I can't drink a whole lot of the pumpkin beer. Like buying a case of it, it's kind of ridiculous. So like I bought a case of the Southern Tier pumpkin beer by accident because I didn't know they come in 4-packs, and I told my buddy, yeah, give me like 6 of them or so, give me like a 6-pack of it or 12-pack. Well, he sent me a huge ass box of that pumpkin beer. I was like, holy crap! That was last year, and I still have it. I'm still trying to go through it all.
I'll probably be through it already.
I need to go put it in the fridge because I got it right now. It's in my office.
Oh, that ain't gonna work. It needs to be cold.
Yeah,
Nice, cold, and ready to go. But that leads me to something I was thinking here, back to this pipe, because like I said, I smoked through that first bit pretty quick, cleaned it out, let it sit a minute, and went ahead and, some people say not to have a second one that fast, but I'm not too worried about it. But it's not hot, even after the second bowl, pretty close to the other one. There's still almost no heat coming off this thing.
This is super tasty stuff. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, you'll hear a lot of people do, oh, I'm a Virginia guy, or I'm an English guy, whatever. I don't know which one I prefer, one of the other English blends or Virginia blends, but I do know this stuff right here, I can smoke this every day. I'm really enjoying this.
Both ways on it. It's not bad. It's really good, but it's almost, because I wouldn't say I'm an anything smoker either. I'm all over. I smoke aromatics, English, Virginia blends. It doesn't really matter, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I almost want to say I wouldn't smoke it that often, but at the same time, I think I would, because it is really tasty.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about steaks earlier, but I can just imagine this after a great steak dinner. This would be perfect.
Yeah. I said I've already had 2 bowls. Usually it's a 1-bowl show, and this one I'm just going to tear this one up here.
Yeah, I had my second pipe here just in case my GBD I had this last show, just in case. But
you see, I've never noticed. I've been told that, but I've never really had any issues lighting up that second bowl.
yeah, it's just people say you can burn your bowl out if you keep smoking it with hot, and you get time to rest and let the pores of the wood kind of settle back down.
Right.
As it keeps getting hot and hot and hot and hot, you can crack the bowl. That's the biggest problem. You don't want to crack it. So I probably have, I don't know, maybe 15 pipes all told. And I got them split between Virginias and then, English blends. Because they say you don't want to smoke English and Virginias in the same bowl because the Latakia in the English blend will overwhelm any Virginia blend you smoke in it later because you'll ghost that pipe with that smokiness of that Latakia.
Yeah.
So I just usually have them dedicated. But I don't know why I have so many of them. I just accumulated them over the years because I don't smoke enough pipe tobacco during the day to justify having maybe 4 or 5, to be honest. Right.
I can see having more because it's kind of one of those things. You don't, like a cigar, you smoke the cigar, it's gone. The pipes, you can just find a neat one of these and pick it up, kind of like people pick up a lot of lighters and cutters. They hang around, you're with them, you want to have a nice one. This one, though, I'm not worried. This is just a cheapo little pipe. Works great, but if it would have break, I wouldn't be too sad about it.
Yeah.
Give me an excuse to go buy another nicer pipe.
Yeah, if this one broke right here, I would cry like a little bitch. There's no doubt.
Not a little $30, $40 pipe then, is it?
No. This is definitely not. When this was brand new, it was like, I think $400 to $500, but I bought it used. So I got it. It's an estate pipe because there's no way I'm paying that for a pipe for multiple reasons. One, I can't honestly justify it. I don't smoke pipes enough to justify a pipe of that stature.
Right. Well,
And
consider how many cigars that would be as a cigar smoker.
do what?
Then when you consider how many cigars that would be as a cigar smoker, hard
True,
to drop
but
that much on one pipe.
yeah, but the thing is too, I can have this forever. $500 in cigars, it might be done in a week or two. So,
Ooh, a week or two. Man, you must smoke like Logan.
yeah, I do. Well, I work from home like Logan, remember?
Oh, that's right. I think I'm the only one on the whole site who actually goes to an office every day and works. Everybody else works from home or in some way doesn't have to go to an office. They smoke all day long.
I smoke about 4 to 5 cigars a day usually on average. But yeah, I've been working from home for about 10 years now, ever since Hurricane Katrina hit here. I couldn't imagine going back to an office. Like if my company said, "Hey, we need you to move back to an office, go into the office building," I'd be like, "Nah, I'm gonna look for a new job." Like
Yeah,
I would.
imagine,
Go ahead.
I was saying, imagine once you get used to working from home, it's got to be tough.
Yeah. My company's pretty good about it too, because as long as you get your work done, you're there for the customer as they need you. I can go do things that I need in the middle of the day. Like if I need to get my tires rotated, or go drop off something at my son's school, I can do that. It's not a problem, But of course, if I'm in my office at 8 o'clock at night and an email comes in, I'm like, oh, okay, let me take care of that real quick. So I'm kind of never really off,
Yeah. It would
But-
work for my job, but they just don't do it.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more the thing to do because it's so more cost efficient for a company to have virtual employees. You're paying for all their stuff. You're paying for their water bill, their power bill, their insurance, and all that. They're not paying for anything. They're paying you your salary, and they're paying you for whatever equipment that you need to do your job. They have no more facilities cost. They have no more. They don't have to deal with any kind of hazards that come with working. Like you slip and fall on a wet floor. Now you got workman's comp, or you can sue. Whatever. I have to deal with none of that anymore. So it's way more cost efficient for them.
Overhead is cut severely.
Yeah. But you just have people that think, well, they're going to goof off. They're not going to do their work, or they think they got to. You have to be face to face all the time. But we teleconference so much now that my whole team of 300 something people is nobody works in an office. Everybody's at home. I've never saw my boss that I've had for 7 years now until last month. I went to Dallas for training, and he lives in Dallas, so we had dinner together. That was the first time I've actually saw him face to face in 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah. No more bad weather days at work either. The roads were too bad, couldn't come in. Nope. Doesn't count.
Right. Really, there's no more sick days because even when I'm kind of sick, I'm at home, so I kind of don't care, So
Right.
I can deal with it a lot better than I'm at a work environment or whatever. Which is good too, because my pet peeve would be people trying to be all hard nosed and try to come in and work sick, and then you get the rest of us sick with your shit you brought in for work. Stay home. Don't affect the rest of us with your Ebola or whatever you got. That's my biggest pet peeve. I couldn't stand that shit.
Yeah. Don't come to the office sniffling, sneezing, and nasally talking through your mouth like that. So, yeah, you need to stay home. Don't infect anybody else, and you'll get over it faster. But I think that I'm pushing for it at my office, but they're all, not all. One of the main partners there's pretty old school, so he likes to have people in an office. He hasn't come around to that people can work from home thing yet. Even though I can log into my servers from here. I can log into the plotters. I can plot and I can do everything from here. But he's old school.
Why don't you try doing it as a test run? Like say, okay, how about maybe 2 days out of the week. Let's try it out and see how it works. If you don't like it, we'll go back. But if it works out, let's think about expanding that to more. I mean, I know that's how a friend of mine did his office building, and they actually done they're all virtual. So,
Yeah, it'd be a shot, but I'm working on it. But I don't know if I see it happening. It's not a perfect situation for us, but it would work. It'd be great to do a few days a week, 2-3 days a week.
mm-hmm.
That's all I really need to do because I get my work on one day, and the rest of the day is working on it. I don't have to be in that office. So,
Right.
But I'm having a hard enough time working them to a modified schedule. Instead of 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, I'm trying to work on a 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Thursday, and half day Saturday or Friday.
Yeah, we do that. Some of our facilities do that, or they'll do, what is it, the off Friday? I can't remember what they actually call that, but like every other Friday they have off.
Okay, so yeah.
And then we have some facilities that do 410s. They're off every Friday or off every Monday or whatever.
I've done 410s at other places. It's a nice schedule to a point. It's tough for a lot of people to handle, though.
Yeah. God, this is good stuff. I'm really enjoying this.
You get enough in that bag to tide you over, you're going to be hunting this down.
No, I'm hunting it down. This stuff's going to be gone quick now. I'm telling you. I'll have some tomorrow, no doubt.
I have a hard time finishing because even with, I don't have a lot in here.
Yeah.
But that's more than a few bowls of pipe tobacco right there.
Yeah.
And given that I have, I think how many mason jars of tobacco I have over here now, but I have I have like 60 tins of tobacco, or 60 mason jars with, I don't know, probably 8 bowls worth of tobacco in them. And then I have probably 30 full tins I haven't even opened.
I do too. Yeah.
I've got enough to pipe tobacco. Like, how do I get back to this? I have to review one a week, and then I've got my cigar reviews, then I've got my relaxing smokes. It's like, well, this is great, but by the time I cycle through all the other stuff, this is going to be 10-year-old pipe tobacco by the time I see it again.
Yeah, that's why I got all these GLPs sent down from the last show we did. And it's like I really want to smoke them, but I don't know. I've been aging some for so long. It's like, man, I hate to bust them open right now. But
You sound like Logan. He's got ones he won't bust open. I'm like, well,
yeah,
that'll be a point when you got to break it open, though, because what's the point of holding on to it? I mean, I know investment for him, but you're supposed to smoke it. That's the whole point of buying it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get us all some of this. The McClellan 5100, the red cake. This is from May 2006. So I'm curious about, which you can probably see the label there, but I'm curious of how this is now.
Seems like I have some of the 5100 red cake. I know it's not going to be that old, but that would be interesting that I could see actually how it's aged compared to other ones.
I'm kind of curious too, because when I first had that, I wasn't overly impressed with it. Like it didn't blow me out. It was almost like the Sobranie or whatever how you say it. It was like it's good, but I mean, there's other stuff I'd rather smoke than this.
Right.
But I got such an amazing. Now we went on a split with I think it was 3 other guys or something, and one of the guys found it for ridiculous price. It was like a maybe 50 cents to 75 cents an ounce price. It was ridiculous. So we split a big bag of it, and that's why I have a big bunch of it. I'm like, even if it's the scene, if I come across it for that price, shit, I'm gonna buy it. I mean, why not? But
like you said, like we all said, it ages.
Yeah.
If you grab it and then you don't smoke it for 5 years, you're gonna smoke it in 5 years. And I've never smoked this. It's 5 years old. I'm gonna smoke it.
Yeah. Well,
if you hold on to it and you still don't like it, you can sell it for more than you paid for it.
That's true too.
Nice silence.
This stuff's getting tastier as the bowl burns down for me. Like, it's just great.
I can't believe I've gone through 2 bowls. I'm gonna about pace your one.
Well, yeah. Remember, I was packing it right when we came on the air. So you had probably started at what 10 minutes or more before I did.
No, I was lighting mine as you were packing yours.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And I'm already halfway through this bowl. I'm running to the bottom, and it's warm, but it's nowhere near problem. So it doesn't burn near. Like I said, I had 1 bowl of that Sobranie, and this bowl I could barely touch it.
Yeah, and the thing too about this pipe tobacco, the aftertaste is really tasty too. It's like not like ashy, smoky, kind of like nasty. I don't know how to explain it. Like sometimes when you smoke a cigar, I don't like to explain it's related to a cigar. Like there's some cigar I really love, but I know my palate is absolutely destroyed after I smoke it. And that'll be like the Liga Privadas. When I smoke especially like a Liga 9, it has to be the last cigar of the day because it is going to foul my palate up. I mean,
that really dark wrapper there gets you.
Yeah. They're good, but it's just like they're so heavy that even if I have something later on behind it, I'm gonna taste a little bit of that Liga. But again, it's like that. Like if you ever smoke one right before I go to bed, even if I brush my teeth and do mouthwash and all that, I'll wake up with this nasty taste in my mouth the next morning.
Right.
And sometimes when I smoke a lot of Kia blends, I get a little bit of that. The English blends with a lot of Kia in it. This one, it has a nice, almost sweet, florally type of aftertaste, like lingering on my palate, like after a while.
I was just about to say that I was getting a little bit of floral notes in the aftertaste. At least I am now. It's a little different. It's almost make my mouth water a little bit. Little floral sweetness, a little different.
Yeah, but I have no gurgle in my pipe with it either.
Yeah, this is my 2nd bowl, and I haven't had it even start to get wet or gurgle at the bottom. Yeah, it's good stuff. But I better not get hooked to it because apparently it's not the easiest to find.
No, it's not. No, but I am on the warpath to find some now.
That was like getting hooked on the Crowned Heads mule kicks.
Oh, yeah.
I love that cigar. But talk about deciding that this is my favorite cigar. Like, really had to pick this extremely limited, can't find it anymore cigar.
I got kind of a little bit lucky with that one. Because whenever it came, the year that it came out, it was actually my cigar of the year on Stoker Review. You know, there was no doubt that was going to be one of
It was mine as well.
But when I got it, I was only able to find a 5-pack. And it took me for a while to get that. It was actually, I bought it from Buckhead Cigars in Atlanta, who, I mean, I drive to Atlanta just to go visit them. You know, I mean, I stay at the hotel literally beside the shop, so I can just go hang out at the shop and go eat at a Dantana Steakhouse, go back to the shop. I mean, I do that all the time. And for some reason, I wasn't even thinking. And finally, I sent Mike a text message that owns the shop, and I'm like, "Hey, do you have any mule kicks? I got 5 leathers, and I'll take them. I want them all." You know? So I got a 5-pack, and I smoked through all but 2 because it's like, man, these are so good. I know you can't get them anymore. I'm saving them. Well, last year, out of the blue, I get an email from a fan saying, you know, hey, you know, can I have your address because I want to send you some cigars, you know, whatever to try out. I'm like, okay. Send it to him because, I mean, I've had people send me cigars they want me to review or try it or whatever. I get the box, and there's a baggie in there of just miscellaneous, really good cigars. And I look at the bottom below the baggie, and there's an entire box of unopened mule kicks.
Jeez.
And it's a handwritten in there that says, hey, I know how much you love, you know, the mule kicks. You talk about you couldn't ever get any of them, blah, blah, all this stuff. You said, I've had a really good year this year, and I just feel like, you know, I want to give this to you, you know, because, you know, my luck's been really good. So I want to kind of pay it forward to you. I'm like, holy crap, you are so awesome.
That's one hell of a viewer right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I do remember too. I finally had my last two, and I was up at the MF CEOs there working on them. We broke out the last two, so let's smoke these. And I'm glad we finally smoked them because they're really starting to lose that really good flavor. Like they're done aging. They're starting to be on the downslide here.
Yeah, that's the problem with cigars. You can't age them too long. People think, oh, you can age them forever. They'll always get better with age. No, there's a point. They peak just like wine. Matter of fact, if you let into wine, treat your cigars just like wine, because that's exactly how they work. Depending on what the blend is and all that, they'll peak and then they'll start dropping. And if you actually like them a lot the way they smoke now, like when I was at Nice Tight Ash, Chris loved the Tatuaje Anarchy, and I couldn't stand them. I thought they were terrible because they were just really overpowering or really, really super spicy, which I don't like spicy cigars. But he loved them because he likes really spicy, overpowering cigars. Well, he loved them then. Well, I was in a fantasy football league with some cigar people that we ran on Cigar View. Wasn't on Cigar View. It was another cigar website. Anyway, I won, and one of the guys, his name is Paul Shingleton, who's a bunch of us will remember. He sent me a big baggie of different sticks, and a bunch of them there was the Anarchy, but they were had been out for 2-something years now, whatever. I was like, crap, and I don't want to say nothing because I didn't like them, whatever. So he sent me a message, hey, did you smoke them yet? Did you like them? I'm like, yeah, sure. So like, I should go, take a picture of me smoking one and put it on Twitter or whatever. So I went and lit one up. I was like, holy crap, this thing tastes great. Just 2 years, it really tamed down that super spicy kick.
Right.
Where now I love them. Yeah, it smoothed them out. Now Chris can't stand them because they've lost that peppery kick that he loves so much. But now I love them. So it's like it flip-flopped. But if you like them now, don't age them, just smoke them. But then I have a box of La Flor Dominicanas L400 Ligeros that I bought in 2004. And I've aged them, but they're unsmokable now. I can't even smoke them.
Yeah.
They're so mild. It tastes like I'm smoking notebook paper. There's absolutely nothing to them.
Right.
They went past their prime.
Yeah, that happens if you let them go too far. It's not good, but that's why I don't buy too many at a time. You smoke 4 to 5 a day. I smoke 2 to 3 a week. On a good week, I can get 4 in. So I can age real well. Like I smoked stuff I got IPCPR 2 years ago, just because I just finally getting around to it.
Well, I mean, I smoke 4 or 5 a day, but I do the same thing. I've got stuff from the 2005 IPCPR still in my box.
Okay, well, I didn't go to that IPCPR, but
that was my first one, I think, or 2004. Can't remember, but it was the first one in New Orleans. It was actually RTDA back then, not IPCPR. What?
Okay, well, I put the pipe over because somebody doesn't want to not be with me right now, so.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'll let him help me close out the show since we're just about there. See, Connors, I think he's been on these cameras more than I have. He jumps in there at least as much. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he wants to play my game up on the wall.
Yeah, my son's 6, so I've been out here before finishing up a review, and all of a sudden I hear the door open. I'm like, oh, crap. Let me keep this done real quick. And before I can get it done, all of a sudden I see this little head come in from the side, and then it gets on my back, crawls up my back, and got up on his head on my head. I'm like, just go with it. Who cares? Yeah. We're all daddies anyway.
He's 21 months, so he just knocks and says, I can come in. That's what I can do. I'm at home. Yeah. But I guess since it is, what are we at, 8 o'clock? So what's your wrap up our final thoughts here? And
so what is your final rating on this? I guess we're doing out of 5 stars, I guess, or something, or what? Or 4?
What is our? That's bad because I do it all the time, but I can't sit here and think of exactly what my numbering system is. Is it 4?
I think it's 4. I think it's 4. It's 4.
Yeah, I think it is 4. It's not 5. So, trying to think of what I would say here because I'm kind of in that same boat I was at the beginning. It's a really good smoke, and I got no problems with it. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up here so I can look at exactly what we got. But even though I do it a lot each time I I look at it every time so they have it all memorized. No, we are 5 stars.
Oh, we're 5? Okay.
Yeah, 5 is stocked up. 4 is keeping the rotation. 3 is when it's on sale. 2 is only when it's free. And 1 star is never again. So, and I did this last time in one of my reviews. Logan said, you can't do that. And it was funny that you did it the very next time. Because I like to do the half stars. It's not a full one.
Right.
Like it's not a when it's on sale only, and I don't know if it's a full keep the rotation. I'm more of a 3.5. I go 3.5 to 4. It's almost a keep in the rotation, really.
On this one?
Yeah, it's a keep in the rotation, but I don't think I'd pay full price to keep it in the rotation. So 3.5.
See, I'm on the other end. This is a 5-star all the way from.
Stock this up.
Oh yeah,
keep it around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go online and get as many 10s as I can, and and go to every site like Fort Doggin, Smoking Pipes, everywhere, and put notify me. Because as soon as they come in, I'm gonna hit them. I mean, because like I said, there was one place I can't remember where it was had it for like $25 a 10. That's outrageous because I know they don't go for that normally.
Right.
But I won't pay that, but I will pay the normal price. When I can, I'm gonna order as much as they'll let me order. It's great. I love this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you still up anyway? Apparently he's been crying. He wants to say goodnight to me, I guess, before he goes to bed. It's about your bedtime. Yeah, Pat.
Well, that's why we should say goodnight to our viewers anyway. So it's perfect timing.
It's a little after 8. We wrapped it up. So he knew when it was time to go. He's my little timer. He wakes up in the morning. He says it's time to get up. Bad thing is, even if it's Saturday or Sunday, hey, it's 6 o'clock. Get up. It's like it's Saturday. So, all right. Well, we'll wrap it up here and let everybody go, and we'll clean up our pipes and get our evenings moving on here. Thank you, Connor.
Yep, sounds good.
We'll catch y'all next time. What are we doing next time?
Oh, good question.
Let's get that on here just in case people are wondering, because it's not hard to find. But when we moved off that week, we had to redo it. Let me look at the calendar here. Yeah, I say it's easy to find, and it never is.
What's that?
Can't remember what it was either.
Oh, I guess it might be right over here. Get in there. Oh, if somebody lets me finish here, huh? He said it's time to go. Why are you still here? Oh. Okay, next week, Dunhill.
Oh, is it whatever we want Dunhill?
Right. I guess it's a free-for-all on Dunhill next week.
That's going to be actually harder for me because there's a lot. I'm a big Dunhill tobacco fan.
Yeah, I don't think I've smoked a Dunhill yet, so I'll just have to grab a bag and see what I think is better on there.
My first pipe tobacco I ever smoked was a Dunhill. Early morning pipe. That was
I got a 10 of that, so I don't know if I'll be picking up next Tuesday evening, but doesn't mean I can't if I want to.
That's right.
All right, so next Tuesday, Logan should be back. So it should be all 3 of us smoking whatever we damn well please on some Dunhill pipe tobaccos.
Sounds good.
All right, man. See you all later. You have a good evening, Ben. We'll catch you around.
Sounds good. I'll see everybody next week.
See ya.